Boom Chanka, how's it going everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little match reaction for you. This one's for the Club Brugge game. The Club Brugge game. United have just gone over to Belgium. We've drawn 1-1. In the end, if I'm being honest, I think we were quite fortunate to draw that game. Because the fact is, the goal that we scored came from Anthony Martial's individual brilliance. Pouncing on an awful throw-in error by their young Jimmy Bullard's son lookalike player, who the guy also moonlights as a midfielder for Rochdale too. That guy made an error, put it into the path of Martial. Martial's pounced it, scored the goal. Other than that, United didn't score. United didn't get a goal. Club Brugge were all over us in that first half, if we're being honest now. But in the end, look, we got the away draw. It's an away goal. We've got to play them again at Old Trafford. Look, things are looking positive. We should be able to progress through and get through to the next round of this competition. But oh my days, what a bloody boring game. What a calamitous game of football by United in a lot of ways. The first half, stab my bloody eyes out, please. Boring. Dreary, didn't get going, lacking fluidity, lacking real passes, not being able to string much together, no chances, dreary stuff from United. Look, it's an away game in Belgium. Bruges were obviously well up for it tonight. Fair play. I guess it's a difficult fixture. Is it? Should that really be a difficult fixture? Last time, I remember Wayne Rooney smashing them up with a hat-trick. Could do with that guy back now, even though he's at bloody Derby County. Because I tell you what, I'd rather have a 32-year-old or whatever he is, Derby County Championship bloody coach, in Wayne Rooney playing instead of Jesse bloody Lingard. I just got to talk about it at the start of the video here, lads and lasses, because I've got to address the selection tonight. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's selection, I think, made this a really difficult game for United tonight. You saw them taking the early lead, which made it an uphill battle. But I also think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's selection did actually make it an uphill battle, because anytime you put Pereira in the centre of the park there, you're asking for trouble. He's not up to the standard. He doesn't really do all that much. Look, okay, fair enough, as a backup player, I'm not too bothered about him being around the side. But starting games, I mean, there's no evidence to suggest that he's a United quality player. We've seen him so often being absolutely bloody gash and bang average out there. Same goes for our man, Jesse bloody Lingard, or as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer calls him, Messinho, or Messinho Ronaldinho frickin' Lingardinho, I don't know, or his personal little gimp, because that's the only reason why he's actually getting in the team, surely. I just don't understand the selection tonight from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's no reason why that little melt, Jesse Lingard, should be getting anywhere near the starting 11 for United. I don't care if it's the Europa League. I don't care if we've got injuries galore. There's always another option than Jesse Lingard. And look, I don't want to be harsh on Jesse. I'm not talking about from a personal point of view. Let him do what he wants to do. He's a local lad. He's come through the system at United. We should champion that. We really should. But there's got to be a line drawn when you say, do you know what? This player's just been too shit for too long. This player's just been absolutely bloody bang average for a year now. Solskjaer ripped him off the pitch the other day, had a right go at the little twat. Said, do what I fucking tell you to do. If you don't do it, you're getting off the pitch. He didn't do it, he ripped him off the pitch. Why has Solskjaer not learned, though, that Jesse Lingard's bloody bang average? There's always another option. We've got injury problems. You can play a young player from the youth development setup, whatever. Anybody but Lingard. You know what you're going to get with Lingard. It's bang average, mediocrity, shite. And guess what you got from him tonight? What do you expect? Put shite out there, you get shite back. Awful performance from Jesse Lingard. Easily the worst player on the pitch. I'm just going to say that. Him and Pereira. Guess what? They're the two worst players out on the pitch on paper, and they're the two worst players out there on the pitch on the pitch. So that basically tells you the story. So look, we can talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics and all that stuff. I don't think he got it right tonight. I think his selection was poor. I think he made it more difficult for United than it had to be. United could have set up strongly. We could have set up with Fred in the centre of the park there alongside Matic like we have been. We could have set up with Bruno starting the game. And I know what you're going to say. There's a few days until United have to play Watford. He's got to rest our best players, and I get that. But at the same time, you jeopardise this fixture. You jeopardise our route into the final stages of the Europa League by starting a weaker team than you can. And right now we should be taking this competition very, very seriously. I'm not talking about Dalot. I like the Dalot selection. That's what a player we haven't seen enough of, that we hopefully can, have a really good future at United. I'm talking about choosing the same old tried and tested guff that is Jesse Lingard and Pereira. I'll never get it. Start Fred, even start Bruno Fernandes. Let's get the job done. Get the job done, then make some changes. Then make some decisions. So I'm really, really just beside myself about the selection of the team. Because I said about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what I want him to do with United this season is learn. I want him to learn and adapt and understand what his best team is and improve from week to week and show some signs of him changing and adapting and becoming that Manchester United coach that we all want him to be. But as soon as he chooses Jesse Lingard after last time's performance or the whole season's performance, as soon as he chooses Jesse Lingard, he undermines that whole philosophy of always changing and adapting. And that's how I feel about it. You can't keep rewarding shite. You can't keep selecting awful players out there based on what? A name? A meow? Based on what? So I'm very annoyed about the selection, but either way, it wasn't just that. The style was poor. We couldn't really get going. There wasn't much fluidity whatsoever. It was just a tepid performance from United. One of those gash performances by United that we've seen so many times this season. And I'll tell you what, I think Louis van Gaal had something to do with it. Because there you see the bloody Dutch toad sat in the stands, over in Bruges, coming to see his old team play. We don't want you, Louis. We don't want you there, Louis van Gaal. You're a bloody burden, son. You're a bloody curse. We don't want you anywhere near the side. What are you doing? Have you got a little bloody Ole Gunnar Solskjaer card carved out of an onion in your pocket and you're putting bloody needles in it at half time or something, son? Because it seems like any time Louis van Gaal's around the gaff, whether he's managing, whether he's just spectating, it seems to put some sort of a curse all over Manchester United's performance out there on the pitch. Every single time. Go home, Louis. We don't want you here, Louis van Gaal, okay? You're a nice guy. We get it. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. You like your players to be horny. You fall down on the ground. You're a funny guy. But we don't want you anywhere near United anymore, okay? We tried that. It didn't work out. It was dreary. And you bloody cursed us again tonight. Just like he did in the RZ Alkmaar game when he was watching on from the stands in that game to oversee one of the most pitiful performances by United in Europe. Just like that game. Louis van Gaal, piss off back to freaking Holland, all right? Anyway, so yeah, it was a pretty shy performance by United. The second half was better when we made the substitutions, when Ollie made the substitutions, and this is one thing I was a little bit disappointed about. It's like we've had an awful first half. The goal we conceded, by the way, after 15 minutes was absolutely terrible. Really awful goal to concede. It started from an Andreas Pereira corner, which was wayward. And this is why Bruno Fernandes is so key to us, because he can actually deliver a ball. That's right, a professional footballer actually being able to deliver a corner. You'd think that would be taken for granted. Well, we have taken it for granted because we've had mugs like Andreas Pereira doing it. And you can see the difference in his delivery from Bruno's in the last game. It's night and day. I think Andreas Pereira's not really cut out to be a United player. And that goal that they scored came from Andreas Pereira's corner being wayward. It's found its way to the keeper. The keeper has then got his head up and played it in a long ball over the top. We've got two United defenders on the halfway line. There's forward Dennis runs onto it. And I tell you what, he was an absolute menace out there. Forget that they were wearing blue tonight. He should have been wearing black and red stripes. Do you know what I mean? Because he was an actual Dennis the Menace out there tonight up top there. He did cause us all sorts of problems, especially in that first half. They were very good on the counter, but that goal to concede was just absolutely shambolic. Brandon Williams, I guess you could say slightly at fault as well for not being able to get it off Dennis at the end there. Brandon Williams made a couple of errors tonight. I think overall decent performance from him. I'm not gonna jump on a young player like that. I think he's developing and he's barely put a foot wrong, and he's gonna learn and adapt, and you need nights like this to learn and adapt. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that goal was a very poor goal to concede, and Sergio Romero didn't help either by coming out and flapping at it and being literally a country mile out of his goal. He's trying to sweep up, he's trying to get out and close down the angle, but he also left himself in no man's land. It was just a bit of bad judgment from United's backline and United's goalie, which culminated in a complete pile of mess with Dennis chipping Romero for their first goal, which was a lovely finish, good goal for them, but awful defending by United. Terrible. And it stemmed from Pereira's shitty corner. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it was a gash performance by Pereira. It's a gash performance by Lingard. That's what you get, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when you play these players. You know this. Put the special ring down for 1 second, you Scandinavian golem, and understand that these players are not good enough. He knows it. Did you see how he reacted with Lingard the other week? Did you see what he did? He ripped him off. He said, "That's it, you do that again, you fuck it off." That's literally what he said. And then he ripped him off for doing the same old shit. Oh, it winds me up because we all know it. We all know Lingard's not United quality. Nothing against the guy. Go and be a player somewhere else. But for United, not the level. Not what we want. Not considered enough. Not good enough quality. But he still gets selected. I just don't understand that at all. I can't defend that. I'd rather see an unknown from the youth set-up play. I really would. So I think Solskjaer needs to give his head a little wobble there because he's had double daymares with that selection. Not only one daymare by selecting Pereira, but truly double daymares out there on the pitch today by selecting Pereira and Solskjaer, and Lingard. It would have been better to have Solskjaer up there, in all honesty, even at 50, whatever the fuck it is. It would have been better to have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer up the top of the pitch there than Jesse Lingard. He is useless. What does he offer us? I don't want to make it about Lingard, but it is about Lingard because he started the game. Pereira started the game. Shouldn't be starting the game. It's not their fault, really. Okay, maybe it is their fault that they're shite, but it's not their fault that the manager is selecting them. So in one regard, the players are not good enough. The players didn't perform, but in another regard, Solskjaer's in charge of the players. He actually gets to select the team. You know, I don't think he's that much of a yes man for Woodward that Woodward selecting the team through him. I'm pretty sure he actually gets to select the team. So it's beyond me why he would actually select Lingard and Pereira out there. There you go. That's it. Rant over for today. I don't want to be too negative. You know, we've got an away goal. It's not over yet. A decent away result, I guess you'd have to say. After a dreary performance, not good enough at all. Second half, we looked way better when the quality players did actually come on. We saw Odi and Igalo coming on. Didn't, do that whole much, but it's nice just to have him there. I would have much rather seen him start from the beginning of the game also, instead of Jesse Lingard, like anybody but Lingard. Also Bruno Fernandes came on late at the end of the game there and was one of our better players. And considering he was on the pitch for about 12 minutes, I'd say that tells the story of the day. He did a couple of really nice things. He fed Mata in with a lovely ball and just some cool play. He just looked very, very comfortable and good when he came on. And when Fred came on and when Bruno came on, that's when United started to look a little bit better. But it was all a little too late, I think. Okay, Solskjaer's trying to rest these players. We've got this Watford game coming up. He doesn't want to give too much weight or too much pressure for the likes of Bruno, or just too much responsibility in the side, I guess. Right now, he's coming in there. We need him for the Premier League. Premier League's more important than the Europa League. I know it's a route in to the Champions League, but I just think that it's much more likely that for us to get top 5 than to win the Europa League. I know we've won it in recent years. United have a good enough team to do it, but still, you've got to go and do it. And those are two very different things. Winning a cup like Europa League is such a hard cup to win. But you certainly, when you get to this stage, when you win this game, you get this tie done, now you get into the latter end of the competition, and now there really is an opportunity to get Champions League qualification for next year, which is why I think Solskjaer should have been a little bit more proactive with his selection, treat the competition just a little bit more seriously by selecting a better team out there. That's it, rant over. Okay, lads and lasses, thanks for stopping by and getting in here and getting in the live chat. Have I talked about Anthony Martial and his individual brilliance? He's obviously the man of the match. I'm going to go into the comment section very, very soon. Smash a little like on this video. If you are tuned into the post-match show, smash a like on it. Thank you to you and you and you for getting in here and also for watching the watch-along earlier for the match. Thanks for getting involved and making it really fun. You bloody bunch of legends. But yeah, do get involved. But I just want to talk about Martial being the man of the match, easily the man of the match. He could have had another second goal as well. He struck the woodwork from another good piece of individual play where he's just had a really good curling effort from outside the box. Struck the woodwork on another day, you never know, could have gone in. And he did score that goal. And what I'd say about that goal, it was a true poacher's goal. And I haven't said that too many times about Anthony Martial. I said it the other day in the Chelsea game maybe because the way he got to it and he got across the defender and he got across the ball and he finished that header off. That was a true poacher's goal too. But this one was like a throw-in by their Jimmy Bullard's son wannabe, or the Harry Styles One Direction lookalike, whatever you want to call him, their young 12-year-old lad that they had out there on the pitch. United were up against a bunch of schoolboys out there tonight, and we still only drew 1-1. But either way, he gave the ball in to Martial, and he actually was just trying to pass it back to his centre-back, but it sort of just bounced over. It's a terrible throw. He's literally played Martial in behind their defence. Martial's quick on it, quick to react. He pounces on it like a gazelle. Brilliant bit of attention and just concentration by Martial to be aware and to react to it the quickest. And he gets onto it. He's one-on-one with the keeper. It's Simon Mignolet, which we know all about, a.k.a. Mignolet means melter in Belgium because he's not the best goalkeeper, is he? But either way, Martial had to keep his cool. He had to slot it away, and he did just that. And he generally, didn't get much service. I don't think his movement was all that good tonight either, but he had an impact in the game. That's the reason we got the away goal. That's the reason we didn't lose this game, is Anthony Martial. He's also a big factor in that Chelsea game the other day. That's all I want from my strikers. I'm not that bothered if they look a bit ropey for most of the game, as long as they pop up and they cap it off when needed. And today he did that. Today he gets my man of the match just for the goal and the fact that he almost scored another goal. And he was one of the only players that really acquitted themselves very, very well tonight. I'm struggling to think of anyone else who really looked that good. I thought defensively we were at sea at times in that first half, you know. Even Maguire and Lindelof, you know, at sea at times, did a decent enough job, I suppose. Dalot starting the game there, pretty of an average performance to be fair, done okay. What can I say? I mean, nobody's really covered themselves in glory tonight. Matic done okay. Mata looked better later on when Bruno came on. I think you're going to see a good combination between them two at some point, but yeah, I mean, we just struggle up there with the likes of Lingard and Pereira on the pitch. That's it. Bloody legends, thank you so much for tuning in. Smash a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Get your thoughts and opinions in now in the comment section. I'm going to delve into them in one moment. Let's just have a look at the finishing stats for the game. 60% possession United, 40% to Brugge. We've had 16 shots on target in the end, at the end of the game there. Which it didn't seem like we had that many, but I guess we were just peppering them at the end a little bit. Where are the match stats gone? Where have they gone? Okay. 16 shots to their 10, 4 on target to their 3. You know, it doesn't really mean anything. The game's finished 1-1. I thought Bruges were the better team in the first half. United probably the better team in the second half, but they were always in it. Anyway, let's see what you guys thought. Please do have your say in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you guys. Beata Thompson, thank you, Beata. He comments and says, Ollie understands what United are missing and is trying to rectify it, and I love Ollie, but he isn't a manager and he needs to be replaced in the summer. You are a legend. Hey, thank you, Beata, mate, for getting in here and sharing your opinion. It's not the same as mine, but that's absolutely fine, mate. That's all football is a bunch of opinions, so fair enough. I mean, look, he's got the opportunity to prove himself now between now and the end of the season if he can be the manager of United. If he goes on a run, if we get top 5, if we have a good cup run, he's going to keep his job. If we get the Champions League football next season, he's guaranteed to keep his job. I don't think United are going to sack him off after the state we were in when he arrived and the signings he's made and the youth development. Okay, the results have been poor and inconsistent, but I don't think they'll sack him off at the end of the season if he gets us qualification for the Champions League. Because I think if you look at the squad at the start of the season and where we were and some of the dead wood and the situation we were in with Jose and all that stuff when he came in, if you factor all that in, I think to get Champions League football would actually be quite an achievement this season with everything that's gone on this season and how we were so low down at the league in the league table at the start of the year. And all these things made me think that if Ollie got Champions League qualification, then he deserves to keep his job 100%. But it's not just about that. It's about the team. It's about the progression. It's about the style, the tactics. I get all that. But I still think he deserves time, you know. I think definitely until the end of the season, if he continues to select Lingard, if we continue to, you know, not impress and look poor and struggle and peter out of the Champions League places and all this stuff, then fair enough, lads and lasses, you know, I can understand maybe he's not cut out for management, or certainly not yet anyway. That's the thing. We've got ourselves quite an inexperienced manager. He's pretty green in terms of his football management. Sure, he's managed some dodgy freaking Welsh team and some dodgy Norwegian team. He really cares about that. It's not United. It's not top level. But at the same time, you know, who are we going to get? It depends who's available. People say Poch. Poch to me, good coach. What's he won? What's he won? I mean, okay, maybe, you know, Spurs shouldn't have got rid of him. They got rid of him a bit too early. He'd always done a good job at Spurs up until the period of time where they were struggling when they got him. But look, I want us to stick with a manager for a little bit more time. I say judge at the end of the season. He beat Chelsea the other day. He's beaten Pep multiple times. Only team to take points off Liverpool, whatever that means. You know, some good results, some good fixtures that we've had under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Also, some absolutely bloody awful, unacceptable ones. I get that. Tonight, I guess he just didn't want to put all his eggs in one basket. He didn't want to risk the injuries to any of the players like Bruno or Fred or Igalo in this game. He wanted to just give him a few minutes. I get it. I guess he thought United's squad was strong enough to get the job done against Club Brugge, but without the error that they made, without the really ridiculous error, it's not even like a defensive error where it's a wayward pass or something common like that. It's actually a throw into Martial. It's a crazy error that they made. Without that crazy error, we lose this game. And I think that would have been down to the selection of Ole Gunnar. So, you know, I hope that he shows that he can be a manager, but right now, there is some questionable things. Plus, he should have made some changes earlier on. Classic. Like, that's what we've been talking about a lot this season. Is in-game management, changing things, having the bottle to commit and maybe make a change. Like Lingard and Pereira, they should have come off at half-time. That's how bad they were in the first half. And you saw the moment Andreas went off in the second half, all too little too late, 71 minutes into the game when Fred came on. You saw the improvement in the midfield. It was obvious. So it's really the personnel there, but Solskjaer's the man who's choosing him, so I can't defend his selection. I just hope that he learns from it and he doesn't do it. I've been talking about this for a while, though, and he doesn't actually seem to be learning from it. He doesn't seem to be learning that Lingard's no bloody good. He's useless up there. He's not going to do the job that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants him to do for him. But he still keeps selecting him. That's on Ole. That's on Ole. He's going to live and die by the sword on this, I think. His decisions are going to what's going to keep him his job or what's going to lose him his job. I love Ole. Trust me, Ole's one of my absolute bloody heroes because of his time at United as a player, but not as a manager. You know, he's got to prove himself as a manager. And so far, I'd say so far, he's just doing a just enough satisfactory job for me. Where we were, the players he signed, the development, all that stuff we've covered multiple times. He's doing just enough satisfactory job for me. But I'll tell you what, with the investment we've had, with Bruno coming in, with Agano coming in, with the players we signed in the summer, sure, it takes time to get players in and out, and really, he probably needs another year, but he's not going to get another year. He's going to get until the end of the season to see what he can do. That's it. Play us into the Champions League, you keep your job. Finish 8th, look awful, he's going to get sacked. I think it's as simple as that. There's over 100 of you legends tuning in right now. Please smash a like on it for the post-match show. Get involved in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for your comment there. Matt Rush comments, cheating City. Hey, thank you, Matt Rush, for the support in the watch-along as well, mate. You're a bloody legend. Yeah, Man City, that's it. I mean, what are we talking about here? I don't know. They are just cheating bastards, to be fair. Obviously, with what's been going on in the press, with them being fined by UEFA and also banned from Champions League competition for a couple of years, that really does help us out. Like the fact that there is a top 5, it just means that there's more of a possibility United can get into the Champions League for next season. Gungshi comments, Ollie will live or die by the pressures. Oh my god, the similarities there are unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? He was sat on the bench there, and at one point he sort of sat like this. Like with his hands like this. I was thinking, crikey, that is literally Andy Serkis. I don't know. Hey, Emily Woods, thank you so much. Says, the pig has been great tonight. Such an unreal vid. Or such a great vid. Thank you so much, Emily. Great to have you in here. Thanks for stopping by and getting involved in the live chat. Glad you enjoy it. Thanks for everybody else for tuning in, getting involved. The City stand says United are bad in my opinion. Oh, I see what you've done here, the City stand. Fair enough. Well, okay, United are not the best at the moment in time for us, but we're still the most successful team in England, and we're still the most successful team in the Premier League history. So, do one. Do you know what I mean? Come back when you've won a whole bunch more trophies, because whoever you support, literally whoever it is, you're going to have to win a bunch more before you even can compete with United. Even if you're a Scouser, but obviously it sounds like you're a City scummer. Raymond Moore comments, Lingard and Pereira playing together equals Ollie is drunk. I think that's a fair comment. Has he been at the old schnapps? I don't know. I mean, is there some nice Belgian... What's a good Belgian beer? Is a Hoegaarden? Is that Belgian? I don't know. Has he been at the old beers is what I'm saying. They've got some nice blonde bières over there, to be fair. He's probably been chugging them down. And he's thought, do you know what? I'm going to put Lingard in there. It's crazy. Yeah, Gungshi says, anyone can buy success. United earned it. And that's the difference, you know. In one regard, it's like, should they always be kept in the shadow of a more successful team if somebody's there prepared to invest? But it's got to be done in the right way. I think it's just ridiculous to allow, like somebody to come in and buy a football club like Kettering Town, spend £1 billion on players over 10 years, and then have Kettering Town competing for the Premier League title. I don't think it should work like that. I think you should have certain limitations. Everybody should be playing in a certain level playing field. Do you know what? It's quite interesting. I don't want this to happen, but do you know like American football where they have this whole draft thing? And I don't really follow American football. I don't really know how it works, but they all get like first round picks, and you can trade your first pick with a player or with somebody else's pick. And it's like you get the fresh batch of the young players that come through from college, and then the professional teams get like an allocation system where, you get a player based on your pick and where I don't really know how it works, to be fair. I'm talking absolute bollocks here, but what I'm saying is it's more of an even distribution of the talents that are coming into the league. And that's maybe a way that they could look to try and make it a slightly more level playing field. But anyway, we don't want to go following the footsteps of that cash American football stuff, do we? Crikey. Pablo comments, the likes of Lingard and Pereira should never wear a United top again. I mean, I sort of agree with you, to be fair. Certainly with Lingard, I just think he doesn't really bring us that much. I think he's a bit of a distraction maybe in the dressing room as well for some of the players. I also think he's got one eye on a bunch of other things, clothing brands and videos and all this stuff that he makes and brand deals and all these things. He's got one foot or one eye on something else all the time. Pereira, on the other hand, look, I don't rate Pereira. I really don't think he should be starting that many games for us. But at the same time, like, you do need squad players, you do need backup players, you do need rotation players or players who are happy to come in and play a role. Now, I don't know if he's happy to play a role, but 23-year-old Andreas Pereira, he's never going to really live up to and be a top quality player in the Premier League or for United. But he could be a backup for us if he wants to stick around. I don't think he's on that much money. It's not like Jesse Lingard, who's on 150k a week, stealing and living. Or even Luke Shaw, who's on that sort of money, it's maybe not quite justified, or Pogba's on 300k a week. It's not like that. I don't think he's on that much money, really. I mean, he probably is, but not compared to those sorts of guys. So I'm not too bothered about having Andreas around at the club. And in the Europa League against Club Brugge, when you've got to rest a couple of players, it makes a little bit of sense to maybe have him. But not Lingard and Pereira at the same time. You're just weakening yourselves ridiculously. That's what happens. That's why we were so poor when they were on the pitch. And that's why we looked so much better when Pereira was off and we had Bruno and Fred on. We looked so much better. I mean, Lingard's useless. I don't know how he stayed on the entirety of that game. The only reason I can think of is Solskjaer just didn't want to waste the fitness or a possible injury risk on one of our actual first-team players, and he was just hoping that we could get the job done with a couple of melters in there, a couple of passengers. That's what's happened here tonight. Ole Gunnar has allowed us to carry a couple of passengers, and we've done it in the end, just about, thanks to Martial picking up the slack and being that awesome driver up top there. Other than that, you know, we'd have been crashing into a fucking tree. Matt Rush comments, Andreas has no confidence, Gungshi. I think it's, there has been times in the past where Pereira's looked actually pretty decent. I think a lot of the players in this United team are really struggling for confidence right now. That's probably a really good point to make because, you know, if you look at especially those types of players like Lingard and Pereira, crikey, I mean, just imagine being Jesse Lingard right now in terms of how much hatred he probably gets online from United fans because of his awful performances, how much he probably wants to play well and isn't playing well and consistently. I mean, surely Jesse Lingard isn't trying to go out there on the pitch and play badly. Surely not. Surely he wants to be scoring those screamers and playing some good stuff. And we've seen it from him in the past. We've seen him score cup final winners and stuff like that for United. I think confidence is a big thing with Jesse. He's very low. Maybe he's had a tough year personally as well, which doesn't help, trust me. And I think it's just something not right. But either way, you can't have hangers on. You can't have passengers at a big club like United at this level. You can't carry people. And that's what Solskjaer's been doing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been doing with Jesse Lingard this season. I don't want to see it anymore. I want to see Solskjaer learn, understand that Lingard's just not up to the standard. And he played the entirety of the match tonight just to save somebody else from getting knackered, really. And he's left him on there, even though he's performed for the entire game to an awful standard. He's just left him on there because he doesn't want to play anybody else and risk anybody's fitness or injuries. Simple as that, really. But when it comes to backup players, he's also not good enough. That's what I'm saying. Andreas Pereira, borderline acceptable as a backup to come in and play against a much lower-rated European side in this sort of fixture. Fine. You know, I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is Lingard. I just think he's really poor. Nice one. Jarvis Cocker, how you doing, Jarvis? Comments, we got a decent result. We rested key players. We have 9 games in 33 days. We live to fight another day. Fair play, Jarvis. I mean, that is a really positive way of looking at it. And to be fair, an away goal, 1-1, positive, favourable, definitely the favourites in the return leg against them. You said we rested key players. We absolutely did. So, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It would have been nice to get a win. The performance is what worried me more than anything, though, because I think we were lucky to win, lucky to get the draw in the end, because of that Martial goal, that opportunity that they gifted us. Without that, I don't see where the goal was coming from. So, in the end, I think we were quite lucky to win that game. Sorry, draw that game. I keep saying win. It feels like a win in the end because that's how shite we were. And we were lucky in the end. But yeah, you got 9 games in 33 days. We have to live to fight another day. Jarvis, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. You make a really good point, you know. And I like your attitude there. Top man. Jarvis Cocker. Neil Duffin comments, Pig, who has drunk the most Belgian beers? There are about 1,600 different sorts. I've drank more than 300. Favourite is Prairie's Quadruple, or Priari's Quadruple. Martial outstanding, credit deserved. Thank you, Neil. It's definitely not me. I've only had a few Belgian beers. Is Stella Artois Belgian? It is, isn't it? Where's Kronenberg from? Anyway, they're all just the mainstream ones. I've literally had about 3, I reckon, Neil. But yeah, Martial outstanding. Definitely deserves credit. Definitely man of the match for me. He actually saved us, really. He saved United's blushes. He saved United from losing to Club Brugge away from home in the Europa League. It would have been a calamity. SM Vizard comments 5 at the back and we still concede. Yeah, I mean, it was poor defending from United, especially in that first half. And that goal that we conceded, oh my days. What a talk about schoolboy calamity, Roy of the Rovers, gash at the back stuff here. Absolute cut your eyes out worthy. Terrible. Long ball over the top from the goalkeeper. 2 red shirts on the halfway line. Nobody manages to get it off Dennis, who's allowed to just run through. And he chips Romero. It was one of those really calamitous defensive errors from United. Poor goal to concede. What can you say? Neil Duffin says, come over here, mate. I'll supply you with loads. Nice one, man. You live in the Netherlands, yeah? I'm coming, Neil. I'm not even joking. I'm coming to stay with you, son. And we're going to go live it large in Rotterdam. Or wherever it is. Anyway, Matt Rush comments, like Pig's tweet, guys. Thank you very much, Matt Rush. Yeah, it does help me out if anybody who's interested who's on Twitter, when I post these videos online, you can give it a share or a retweet on Twitter, and that helps it get out in the old Twitter sphere a little bit. Also, you can help us out on this channel, on YouTube as well, by smashing a like on it. See if we can get over 100 likes on this video by the end of it in a few minutes' time. That would be bloody awesome. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if I've not responded to you, I try to respond to everybody in the chat. There's a bunch of you chiming in, and I'd love to talk to you guys. But if I do miss you out, understand that I'm not trying to. Just come back in a few minutes once this video's been processed and finished on YouTube, and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comments, and I'll be able to respond to you all there as well, and everybody else can too. So please do that. VJ Anand, he's definitely Ollie out. He's really not happy with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, look, he's got to do better. He's got to do a bit better with his selections and stuff like that. But then if you look at what Jarvis Cocker said, he's navigated this fixture. We're still in a good position to progress in the Cup, and we've rested a bunch of players. So if you look at it from the positive point of view, you can see why he did it. But then if he is going to do that, I'd rather see him give an opportunity to somebody else, a younger person, or just a different player, not Lingard, because he's probably going in the summer anyway with this new agent and everything. He's been shit for a year. He's been terrible for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, almost as shit as Arsenal, to be fair. So the Arsenal Olympiacos game is on right now. Come on, Olympiacos! Come on, you frickin' Greek Spartans there. Hopefully they do beat Arsenal tonight. That'd be bloody amazing. But anyway, enough of those melters. Maxi Stan 2, shout out to you. Thanks for getting in here. Oh, I say, you're actually taking the piss out of United. You say, Manuel can't even beat a bunch of farmers. I mean, Brugge aren't really a bunch of farmers. I think that's a bit hard. I think maybe a bunch of chocolatiers would be more appropriate. United couldn't beat a bunch of chocolatiers. That's more appropriate. But no, fair enough. Not the best result ever. Really awful. Mark Sin, how you doing, Mark Sin? Hey, great to see you, mate. He says, Pig, how you doing, Mark? So we missed you in the watch-along. Either that, or you were quiet and we didn't get to hear you. But thank you for getting in here, Mark Sin. Good to see you, mate. You're watching the Arsenal game, I'm assuming. Come on, Olympiacos, sunshine. Anyway, also, it looks like I have actually missed out on a couple of Super Chats here, so I apologise. I just want to shout you out. The couple of Super Chatters that have got in here. Ryan Burberspin 9. No comment to go with it, but get one in there if you want me to read it out. Thank you, Ryan Burberspin 9. Top man, always support the channel, thank you. JP as well, he's got one in here with a cheeky little waving hippo that says next time. Thank you, JP. Member of the Phil Jones Appreciation Society or Defence League or whatever you want to call it. And then he's also put in another sort of, what is that? A hippopotamus doing some weird Jesse Lingard type stuff. Thank you so much for that, JP. JP and also Ryan Burberspin, thank you very much for getting there with those super chats there. Gungshi says chocolatiers are not to be trifled with. By the way, I mean, Belgian chocolate, does it get any better than that? Okay, some may say Swiss, some may even say English, because I tell you what, English chocolate is freaking awesome, to be fair. Like, anybody who's not had true English chocolate, things like Cadbury's and stuff, you just can't go wrong with that. English milk chocolate, it's good. But certainly things like Lindt, and also Belgian chocolate, Gillian, I mean, there's probably even way nicer stuff than that that's just not mainstream. You know, they're the only things we get mainstream in the UK. But there's probably, I mean, Belgian chocolate, Swiss chocolate. Tell me, who makes the best chocolate? Anyway, there we go. Pablo Jones comments, if Mata wasn't offside, that ball would have been something special. Yeah, that moment from Bruno Fernandes where he's kept hold of it, he's cut inside, he's got his head up, he's seen the run of Mata, he's played the perfect pass, Mata's through on goal, hits the goalie with his shot. Turns out he's just offside anyway. But yeah, that was a brilliant bit of play by Bruno Fernandes. And I was saying it in my watch along, that's the sort of thing you see him do time and time again for Sporting Lisbon, where you see him get it, you see somebody try and take it off him, you see him turn and put it into the right bit of space and progress and play a really great pass. Just look at clips of him for Sporting. He does that all the time. And you don't see enough United players having the ability on the ball to do that, where he's advancing up the pitch and keeping hold of the ball and playing the right pass. You don't see enough of that. Yeah, Rachel says Cadbury all day. Cadbury is absolute king, to be fair. You got to say, I love a bit of Cadbury. And also other like English chocolate, things like Fries, peppermint cream. You know, I'm a big fan of that myself. Mark Sin, the Saint Pig finally gave you a spanner. I haven't given you a spanner, actually, mate. Oh, there you are. Now you're a moderator. That was what I was waiting for, because I was waiting for you to come in here so I could just simply right-click on your name and make you a moderator. But what I will say is, Mark Sin, is there are moderators for the moderators. So, you know, don't be banning anybody willy-nilly. I don't mind if people have their say. I don't mind if people disagree. I don't mind if people, you know, it's a community. If you want to have your football opinions read out or get involved, that's absolutely fine. Any horrible stuff, abusive, racial, homophobic, religious, anything like that that's horrible, you will be banned. And Mark Sin, the Sinnerman, will be judging you whether you are sinful or not. And if you do turn out to be sinful, the Sinnerman will be banishing you. If not the Sinnerman, then the Rinconator or the Ruddernator. Right, anyway, I'm pretty much going to wrap this video up now, lads and lasses. I've just seen the time. 36 minutes gone. It's insane. But thank you very much for getting in here for this post-match show. In the end, you know, United struggled to a draw. I think that's fair to say. But like Jarvis was saying earlier on, if you look at the positives, we did navigate this fixture away. Tough European night, I guess, away from home. With not a full-strength squad out. We rested a few players for the Watford game. And we've come away from it with a one-goal away goal, which we can take into the home fixture at Old Trafford. And you would expect us to progress in the Cup. That's what you'd expect. Doesn't always work out that way. We maybe ruined the day when we didn't go there and try and win the game. But still, let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure, you know, it's sensible in one way that we kept all of our top players fit and all that good stuff. Nice one. Mark Simpson was, well, you're a bit of a spanner. Fair play. Gunga says, Pig, check your PayPal. Crikey. This is getting silly. Gungshi. Let's have a cheeky little look at my PayPal then before I go. Oh, dear. And Gungshi has sent a cheeky little super chat in. Thank you so much for that, Hugh. Do you mind me calling you Hugh, by the way? Like, you know, some people obviously don't like to be like JP, for instance. JP basically said that I was outing him and baited him for saying his actual name online. And since then, he's actually even abbreviated and changed his name from JAYP to just the letter J and P, going even more anonymous. So hopefully you don't mind me calling you Hugh, is what I'm saying. But anyway, thank you so much to all the support on the channel tonight. Gungers, you know, Matt Rush and Ryan Burberspin and, you know, JP and Rincon and everybody and everybody else that I've forgotten. There's too many. That's the problem. I want to list you all, but I struggle to remember. But either way, you know, thank you so much for getting in here with all that stuff. You're a bunch of bloody legends. Jarvis Cocker as well, I think was one of them, wasn't there? I don't want to forget anybody. But yeah. Bloody legends. Right, we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks so much for getting involved. Thanks so much for stopping by. Once again, thanks for the support. Cheers for getting involved in the live chat for this show and also the watch along. Please do us a favour. Share this video any which way you can. Tell your granny about it. She'll tell her friend Edna or whatever. Before you know it, you know, you drop a pebble in the ocean and before you know it, the ripples have crossed the entire ocean. The words of Bruce Lee, not the words of me. But anyway, some shit like that anyway. I'm ad-libbing. But basically, yeah, Bruce Lee said some shit like that. Absolute philosophical legend. That's what I'm saying. Get it out there. Help me get it out there. Give it a share. Smash a like on it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you do subscribe because we do all sorts of United videos. Reaction videos to news, transfers, all that stuff. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on. Watch-alongs for every single United game, and also a whole bunch more football games coming and more content. Like, that's it. We're having a push in 2020 to make this channel get to 30,000 subscribers and for us to grow this community, which is bloody awesome, by the way, even more. So thank you to you all. JP, The Saint, Neil Duffin, Pablo Jones, Mike Jones, the Jones brothers, Phil Jones, The Saint, Nicola, Mrs. Piggy, Decorated Hero, Emily Woods, Farn141, Rachel Manchester, Man Like Mo, Matty Rush, Richard Akalaka, Sakal Makalula, Jarvis Cocker, everybody else, you know, Kane versus Predator. Who else is in here wanting a cheeky little shout out at the end? I'm going to leave it there, but thank you so much for getting by. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on United's performance, on the result, on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's selection, on all that good stuff. You've heard what I've had to say about it. Now I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. So thank you for watching. Come back in a few minutes once this video is finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section after this is finished, and I'll get back to you very, very soon. Anyway, follow me on social media and Mr. Flying Pig HD as well. I'll see you very, very soon. There'll be upcoming content on the channel, hopefully every single day. I'm trying to get content out every single day. And certainly Saturday I'll be doing a watch-along, and certainly Sunday I'll be doing a watch-along for the United Watford game. So I'll see you then. You stay classy. In the end, it's an away goal in a draw, European night. We've got the next leg to get the game won. It's not the end of the world, but it was a tepid and boring performance, reminiscent of that Dutch toad, Louis van Gaal, who was watching on in the stands with that goblin curse. Anyway, guys, stay classy. See you later. This is the big... Take it easy, and come on, United, sort it out next time. Bloody legends. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great fun on the channel, as always. Loving doing this. You know, this pretty much turning into a freaking semi-living for me these days. So thank you to everybody that supports the show and gets involved and enjoys this channel and what we do on this channel. That's the reason we do it, because some people actually enjoy it and watch it. So thanks for getting in here. And a massive shout out to the end credit legends here, the Rolling Rollers, as I like to call them, who support the channel on Patreon. Here are their names. The link's in the description if you guys want to do that. Nobody has to. It's all free. But if you guys do want to help out the channel, help us continue to grow and improve and all that good stuff, then the option is there. But these are the special legends. As you see, Seb the Panda has now been added to the list. So yeah, you stay classy. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Anybody wants to tweet me or anything like that, I'll try and get back to you. I've been a little bit poor on Twitter recently, but I'm trying to step my game up. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. This is the big... Stay classy.